Let her cook. Y'all stop being petty. Stop being catty, cause she like a double-edged sword. She couldn't tell left and right, and it's bothering y'all, and I see it. Let's go, Caitlin.
Did you hear Caitlin Clark is finally making moves after her playoffs, and not everyone is happy about? At WNBA and ESPN, let's just say they're furious. They're watching her step into her worth, and it's burning them.
Let me say this. I love the point that you made about Caitlin Clark in terms of the BS that she had to deal with off the court. We got to remember she's been box office. She was the main attraction, and there were so many storylines that's been associated with her. Most recently, the whole thing with her and Cheryl Swoops, even though it really wasn't her. It was Cheryl Swoops and all this. Every time you turned around, there was something that she had to deal with.
After her debut WNBA season, Caitlin Clark has packed her bags to leave America for an off-season in Europe. But ESPN is not happy with this at all. They are throwing temper tantrums like a baby and acting as if they have any right over Caitlin Clark. But after their dismissive coverage of the WNBA's biggest star, ESPN doesn't get to decide whether Clark leaves or stays in that pathetic league. They didn't care when she was playing under enormous pressure and still coming on top of the game. They didn't come to her rescue when she needed it the most. Now they are left scrambling for leftovers after she's gone, because now nobody's watching WNBA. The burning question on everybody's minds now is whether she is leaving the WNBA to play in another league overseas. And let me tell you, all these news articles circulating on social media are unreliable, to say the least. These articles are not reliable, but what we can confirm is that she's already left America to pursue a 200-day vacation in Europe. But is she going to play in the European leagues? Well, here's what we know.
Now, with that news, we've already heard from Caitlin Clark that she will not be playing overseas. She won't be playing in any organized basketball organization. She actually said that she is going to become a professional golfer during this offseason.
Yes, you heard that right. Caitlin Clark is all set to start her professional golf career during her offseason after conquering the basketball court and lighting the WNBA on fire. She is now looking to set golf records in her
highlights from one game where she scored 3 goals. That's right, 3 goals in one game. And I know these highlights are far from HD 4K, so I zoomed in after each goal so you could get a closer look. Caitlin does such a good job of staying on sides here, and then the second that pass goes through, she puts on the afterburners and then hammers it home low right.
And for those of you who don't know, she has also been an amazing soccer player during her college years.
Yes. That what really was their objective and what really was their agenda is that they resented the fact that this young lady who came into the league, took it by storm, and drew in a level of attention that they weren't able to draw.
This is what sets her apart from the rest of the WNBA players. She is a versatile athlete and capable of making her mark and achieving greatness in any given sport. Now that she's flying away, ESPN and WNBA have come to realize that Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. But now it's too late. Her ship's already sailed across the Atlantic.
But now during this offseason, the players are already moving around. So a couple players have already announced that they are going overseas. We have Kelsey Mitchell going to play in China, NaLyssa Smith also playing in China, and NaLyssa Smith is one where there was a big question mark around her if she would be returning to the Indiana Fever, but she'll be going to play in China, and Temi Fagbenle will be playing in Turkey.
Now, given how badly the WNBA and her rivals have treated her this year, the question is, should she stay in the WNBA or leave for a better league in Europe or anywhere else like many of her fellow teammates?
None of it addresses my point. My point is, she's the golden goose. You have been clamoring for attention. You've been clamoring for more cachet, fair and equitable treatment, chartered jets, weight room facilities, dollars, marketing opportunities, etc., etc., etc.
While Caitlin has said that she is not joining any European league and she might return to WNBA next season, the question here is, should Caitlin Clark stay in the WNBA and risk further losses of her fitness, reputation, and overall potential?
With the WNBA season ending for many teams, there are already so many players heading overseas to play during the off-season. But with all of the drama currently surrounding the WNBA, on top of the low-paying salaries, some of these players are questioning if they'll even return.
Yes, wherever Caitlin goes, her fans will follow, so wouldn't it be better if she joins a better league? Also, keep in mind that the European leagues are offering more competitive salaries, lucrative bonuses, and better playing conditions as compared to the WNBA.
During her exit interview, Storm player Gabby Williams warned the WNBA, if you want to keep international players, you need to do better. So here's what she had to say.
The W thinks that they don't have to pay us more in order for us to be here. And I think I didn't express that when I first talked about prioritization. You know, our commissioner talked about us being able to, you know, make 700,000. That's not true at all. There's not one player who makes that. And we were promised, you know, team marketing agreements and league marketing agreements, but they've fallen quite short. So it's still not enough for us international players to want to stay here. And that's a choice of the players. If I make a choice to make more money and whatever, and then teams are mad that I don't come back, but that's how it is. So yes, it just, the WNBA, you know, if you want us to be here, you have to pay us more. It's business, it's how it works.
So many players have already left to offer their services overseas after getting disgruntled with the WNBA authority take. For example, Gabby Williams, the Seattle Storm forward, who had complained about the meager salaries and the lack of promotional deals in the WNBA. The WNBA authorities did absolutely nothing to appease her, and instead of listening to her demands, they chose to shamelessly ignore her. Gabby also exposed the lies of WNBA commissioner.
And specifically, a lot of these casual fans who have come into watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark, who plays a smooth style of basketball, who shoots from really far away, who makes great passes, who handles the ball well. People are coming for a style of play that is similar to that. They are not looking for post players to be posting up on one another, drop step, one step to the basket, cheap shots, fouls, slow style of basketball. They want to see a run and gun game, and I think that that is the most exciting way to watch a women's game.
After her pleas were ignored, she was forced to look for better opportunities and inked a deal with the Turkish team Fenerbahçe SK in 2024. This is exactly what's wrong. About the WNBA, they don't just care about their players, they don't care if players are receiving less salaries, getting fouled left and right, or outright disrespected by other players. And Caitlin Clark has become the biggest victim of WNBA authorities. She was disrespected, mocked, and ridiculed by the jealous veterans. And on the other hand, her haters left no stone unturned to abuse her on the court. Remember the infamous Ipook incident, right? Dwight Carrington committed a blatant foul against Caitlin Clark and was shamelessly celebrating it during the game with her teammates, and the WNBA just stood as a mute spectator watching them make a mockery out of fair play and sportsmanship. Angel Reese did the same celebrations after the brutal fouls against Caitlin Clark, and once again WNBA deliberately ignored her fouls and took no action whatever.
There is no one like Caitlin Clark in the history of the WNBA.
Where was the outrage then? ESPN did not support Caitlin Clark at all. They didn't call out the attackers for their blatant abuse against the best WNBA player to come out in a long time.
That said, Caitlin Clark received 17% of the WNBA's flagrant fouls this season, and 80% of those flagrant fouls were committed by the Chicago Sky against Caitlin Clark.
Clark's had enough. She's not sticking around in a league that's been using her as a punching bag. Don't believe me? Take a look at how many fouls were committed against her during the season.
My issue and my question is, where the fuck are her teammates at? Where y'all at? Where the rest of the Indiana Fever at? I've seen a couple girls smirk when she's got knocked down, half-assed to pick her up. Like, y'all supposed to protect the asset, protect the star. And all this is the team, she's the star. You always protect your star.
Yes, you heard that right. Caitlin Clark, the Rookie of the Year, received almost 20% fouls during her debut season in the WNBA. That is about 1/5 of the total fouls during the entire season. Why should she stay away? Know that the Team Indiana Fever has been able to perform so well because of Caitlin Clark, and if Clark would not have been injured in that playoff match, Indiana Fever could have won that match too.
She struggled with physical defense she's faced at the professional level and voiced frustration with the league's officiating, recently telling reporters, quote, "I feel like I'm getting hammered and everybody is physical with me, and opponents get away with things that other people don't get away with." That's what Caitlin Clark said. That is what she said, okay? But to me, it's a bigger issue going on.
The physical defense. She faced the endless fouls. Clark has said it herself. She felt like she was getting hammered.
but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance, but y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old guard.
Before Caitlin, her team could barely manage to draw a few thousand fans after her debut. She was packing arenas, selling out stadiums, and changing the
Clark has arrived on the scene. Record ratings, record revenue, everything that you could think, record attendance, everything. They've never had it before.
But has ESPN treated her like the star? Nope, they missed the boat, and now they're scrambling trying to save face. Clark beat Hall of Fame players like Diana Taurasi repeatedly on multiple occasions, and she's proven that she's more than just a star. She's the real deal, the cream of the crop.
But when you have the face of your league getting nearly 20% of all flagrant fouls called against her, that is an issue. And that's not just an issue that the players have to work out. That is from top down. That goes to the commissioner level. Like, that is the level that needs to control these kinds of things.
And while she was been carrying the entire WNBA on her back, the league sat back and let her take hit after hit. Dirty plays, no calls from the refs. It's like they didn't care that. Their biggest draw was being taken down, but now that Caitlin's had enough and wants good for herself, suddenly they all care it is their loss.
Those folks were very, very loud and conspicuous with their dissent towards things involving Caitlin Clark. When we pointed that out, we said why? What was the necessity for it? Because a rising tide lifts all boats.
ESPN and the WNBA are going mad now, but they had their chance. They could have built a franchise around her, made her the face of the league. Instead, they let her walk away. Caitlin Clark is done being used, and she should move on to something bigger, something better. ESPN can try to spin the story all they want, but they let one of the greatest talents slip through their fingers.
Well, that's it, you guys. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever were just kicked from the WNBA playoffs, and it looks like we're not going to be seeing Caitlin Clark play basketball again for another 200 days. An ESPN reporter said at the end of the Indiana Fever Connecticut Sun Game 2 that Caitlin Clark almost definitely will not be playing basketball this offseason. So no overseas and no 3-on-3 unrivaled league.
So we are not going to see Caitlin Clark play basketball for some time.
But what will this mean for WNBA ratings? During Game 1 of the playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series. With Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing now.
And as Caitlin Clark left, the viewership was bound to go down. So what's next? Will Caitlin be heading somewhere where her talents will actually be appreciated? Will ESPN and the WNBA try to figure out what went wrong? Do tell us your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.